Over 11,000 current and former patients of Brampton Civic Hospital have received a letter just like this, and they aren't happy about it. I'm Christina Howard. We're the hospital outside of William Osler Hospital, where the patients here have just recently found out that a nurse was accessing their private information in order to obtain painkillers. Now, we bring you this story on the heels of a City News investigation into the loss and theft of opioids from hospitals across the country, something that has happened 5,700 times since 2010. The breaches and thefts of Percocet reportedly happened over the course of several years, although the hospital only discovered the problem last spring. The nurse, Katharina Dem, was charged by police and accused of breach of trust and theft under $5,000. Sources tell City News she is currently in a rehabilitation program. According to the Ontario College of Nurses, she only resigned her license earlier this month. Spokespeople for Brampton Civic Hospital were quick to say that they do not have an issue with lost opioids here and that these thefts and breaches were isolated incidents relating to one employee. In a statement, a spokesperson writes, Osler has improved on its already strong protective processes by implementing more frequent, proactive audits of our medication dispensing system, as we are placing stronger controls on individuals' access. But Michael Smitiuch, who represents over 100 former Brampton Civic patients in a series of lawsuits against the hospital, says they should have caught the thefts sooner.
They should have been on high alert for a long time. I'm involved in a case where a young individual's privacy was breached upon his death, Rakesh Tiwari. Now, this is a very high-profile matter, and they should have been on high alert after this case. 6 employees were fired as a result of breaching his privacy, and this was in 2015.
Yet these thefts and breaches of privacy weren't caught until this spring, with many patients only learning over the past few months that their privacy may have been breached in order to gain access to restricted narcotics.
Do you think that the hospital has done enough to safeguard opioids?
Well, absolutely not. The very fact that this was allowed to happen, that what my understanding is that this nurse was using health information to obtain Percocets, so clearly there was a failure in the system. And although, measures are allegedly being taken to protect the drugs, that remains to be seen.
Those lawsuits are still before the courts.